All right, so I'm gonna give you a quick history of my brewing experience, just so you know where I came from and kind of my journey from going a straight Budweiser guy while I was in the Army to where I am now making a Home Brewer Pro course. And it was relatively a fast journey. Like I said, I started out, I was just a Budweiser Red every once in a while, never really thought much of it. I was getting into enjoying and tasting wine. A buddy of mine, a neighbor, and we started doing whiskey tastings at his house when our wives were getting together to watch The Bachelor. And so that kind of started this journey actually from that side. So we built a makeshift still, wanted to make moonshine and then try to age it and make bourbon. It was pretty horrendous, but that kind of gave me the base understanding of how mashing works, how fermentation works and all of that. So that kind of got my interest peaked. And one day we're walking through Target, my wife and I see this brew your own kit, 1 gallon. I think it was Craft a Brew. And I said, hey babe, you should get me that for Christmas. And she's not thinking anything of it, like, all right, whatever. And it was an easy way out for a Christmas gift. And so she got me that kit, and I brewed it the same day. So I received it for Christmas. That afternoon, I'm on the stovetop making the 1 gallon kit, and that was the beginning of the end for me. So I immediately fell in love with it. I already loved cooking and kind of the process of putting different ingredients together and making a final product. And from that kit, I think I got like 12 bottles of American ale. So I think it was like a clone. It was supposed to be kind of like a Budweiser. It was pretty terrible, I'm not gonna lie. I was really excited to taste it for the first time. Fortunately, I was wise enough to try it without sharing with other people. So as soon as I tasted it, I was like, you know what? I know that I can do better, and what do I need to do to fix the flavors of this? So one thing led to the next. It was just binge watching all of the guys, Larry's Beer and Barbecue, Short Circuited Brewer, Portly Gentleman. All of these guys have channels on YouTube. I just binge watched all of their videos, found Brewlosophy, and once I started listening to Brewlosophy and getting to know the guys, in one of the episodes, Marshall, the head guy for Brewlosophy, was saying, if you want to be involved in the tastings that we do for our blind tastings, hit me up. We've got folks in, rattled off all the different towns, and then he said he's in Fresno, and I'm like, wait, I'm here too. So I got to know Marshall, did a couple of tastings with him. I always felt comfortable just reaching out and saying like, hey dude, how do I do X, Y, Z? And so he kind of taught me what to do, what not to do, and I couldn't stop. It was nonstop, books, podcasts, YouTube videos, and I just started learning. And so I decided to get my first all-in-one brewing system. I landed on the 5 gallon kit from Clawhammer Supply. And that was a pretty big investment for me because I'd never done anything other than that 1 gallon kit. And so yeah, I started brewing that. Really, there's enough companies out there that are making whole brewing kits, so that gives you the hops, the grains, and everything else. So the recipes I didn't have to worry about. I just followed the instructions and got, I don't know, maybe 25 of those under my belt, learning what the different malts and stuff tasted like. And it was 3 short years of brewing, and just my learning curve was steep. So once I really started getting into it, I was like, okay, I need things like fermentation temperature control. So I got an old refrigerator, put a heater on it and an Inkbird controller so that I can control it, and was doing buckets in there. Upgraded to the catalyst fermenter so that I would have more temperature control and access to the trube dump at the bottom. And then just, started going gangbusters. We had our 4th kid, and we needed to upgrade our home. Well, wanted to upgrade our home, and I told my wife, as long as the new house has either a barn or a shed or something that I can turn into a brewery, I'm in. Otherwise, don't even show me listings, because I don't want to do it. And sure enough, that same day she found a listing that had this 3rd-car garage detached from the house. It was absolutely perfect. Did some electrical work and built the walk-in chiller that you see behind me. We put 6 taps on the front, and this is actually where I host men's groups. All my neighbors come over, so it's a pretty cool lounge for us to do aside from just being a brewery. So you can talk about a unifier. If you've got taps, people will come. So it's definitely a labor of love. Brewing is a lot part cleaning and sanitizing, and then a little bit of brewing. So if you're not into that, this is probably not a great hobby for you. However, I absolutely love it. It brings me joy. I think it brings other people joy that share what I'm making, and it's a fantastic thing. So I can be out here brewing. The kids are outside running around on their scooters and stuff, so I'm here, and yeah, I'm excited to share the craft, and it's an absolutely great expression. So this is definitely a mix of science and art, and I love sharing it.